Got it. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Rita Egidio. I'm your host here on the Influential Creatrix Podcast. And I have a very special guest today. Not that the other guests are not special, but we are going to talk about trauma and how to go through that. And I'm really excited. This trauma and excitement, these two things, they normally don't get along, but I'm very happy to have this conversation with you. So I always ask my guests to present themselves, to tell who they are and what they do, and we go from there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Rita, so much for having me. My name is Chanin Zellner. I am a Grand Dragon Master in the Vibrational Upgrade System, created by my mentor, Allison J.K. And it is a combination of multiple things, but energy medicine and then applied mindfulness coaching to help bring about permanent behavioral change. And I have experienced a boatload of trauma in my life that through this system in the past 4.5 years, I have overcome most of it. I mean, healing is a journey. Like we're never, completely healed ever. Mm-hmm. Anyone ever tells you that, it's not exactly true. But I am so excited in what has been coming about lately. I've just become so overcome with love, I think is a good way to put it, with unconditional love. And I just want to share it with the world. I want everyone else to have what I have, which is what happened because of this healing journey I've been on.
Beautiful. We are talking about all kinds of trauma, sexual trauma included. I have been there, so I'm still healing. And I have been there a few times in my life. So I'm going to ask you, what is your why, if you can share?
What is my why? As far as why I do this?
Yes.
Yeah, it really is. It's because aside from the sexual trauma, I had domestic violence, and I had a dysfunctional childhood on top of it, which we won't go into. But I experienced probably depression for about 30 years, depression and anxiety, chronic health issues, low back pain and fibromyalgia and all this crap. And I really just was always unhappy. I had moments, of course, of happiness. I have 3 beautiful kids and such, but my underlying state was one of unhappiness. Wow, it makes me teary just to think back. And I lived in constant survival mode. I was always looking for danger. Someone was out to get me. The world was out to get me. And now, and I never could have believed this was true, I have back here this thing called joy. Backwards, I think, for you, or it is for me anyway.
No, it's okay for me.
Is it? But it's I'll tell you, it's just a quick funny story. With my mentor, we went to Glastonbury a few years ago.
Oh my God, I love Glastonbury.
Oh, me too. Oh my gosh.
I love the energy on Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And I love to go up onto the tower, to the little, it's beautiful.
Yep, to the tour. And we had gone to the Chalice Well. And she wanted us to pick a word for the year. This was several years ago. What was our word for the year? And someone else stole my word, whatever it was, stole my word, right? And so I had to come up with a new one. So I thought of joy. So she said, yell this word, your word, into the Chalice Well, bend down there and yell it in. And I yelled joy, as angrily as I possibly could, because that's who I was. I was angry. And now this is my why. I live from a default state of joy. I have my moments where I dip down into anger and fear and worry and all that stuff because I'm a human being, but I bounce right back up because my default state is joy. And that is my why, because I want everyone else to have that same beautiful experience that I do. Like, it makes me tingly talking about it. And I want that for everybody.
It's beautiful. I love, I'm an amplifier. My job is to work with women who have a gift and they just want more people. They want more influence. They want to become the leaders of their fields. They want to grow online. They want to have a story on press. They want They want all of that. They want to have more clients, more money, and that is what I do. I'm very good in what I do. But not everyone comes to me with a smile in your face with your story. Because I know for a fact, then the people who suffer more are the ones who can be more happy. Makes sense?
It does.
Because I went through hell and heaven. And I found myself understanding then when you lose everything early in your life. For example, I lost my mom very early in my life. And you start enjoying each little thing. Like, for example, this talk between us.
Yeah.
You know, the opportunity of meeting someone on the other side. I'm in Mexico, I'm not so far away from you, but the other side of the world, and having a conversation about joy and like bringing this energy, because I know you have a spiritual side. Me too. I use tapping and I use downloads then I get, and I'm embracing that spirituality on me.
Yeah.
But I feel deeply and completely happy with this moment. Why? Because I went to hell and heaven, and for sure you went to hell and heaven. And so when we are in a normal state, and especially for us who train ourselves to be survivors, when we should realize then we don't want to survive anymore.
Yeah.
We want to thrive. We want to just be happy. Just be.
Yeah.
We realize, I just throw my pen. We realize then life is so beautiful if we live the moment.
Absolutely. And it is so much about living in this present moment and not dwelling on the past and not worrying about the future. And this is still a journey for me too, is living in more in the present moment. Like, I don't dwell on the past anymore, but I'm more so like the future. But it's not as much worry anymore as what else can I create and what else is possible and who else can I meet? What else can I do?
Is one of my favorite quotes of people who work with energy and specific things. They are always saying what else is possible, and it's true. What else is possible? What else is possible is such a strong word. But what people work with? Where are your people? Where are your tribe?
You know, my path has been like this the past 4 years, as who can I best serve? And, you know, it started out with veterans, military veterans, and then it's gone all over the place. And I really feel it's really becoming more about women. It's back to women, you know, it's gone around. Greatly because, and this is what I get really fiery about, Rita, is, and I'm starting a podcast in the next couple of weeks where it's like no holds barred, like talking about sexual trauma and trauma itself and societal conditioning around what does it mean to be a man and a woman, and all of the oppression and suppression of women. And I mean, I can go on, all of that sort of stuff. So people who resonate with that, who are like, yeah, I'm done with all that crap, and I want what she has, and I want to be free of all of that. And I then, this is me speaking about clients, like then they want to go out and help other people. And it doesn't mean me necessarily from a professional standpoint, but just by being an example and by speaking our truth and standing in our power as sovereign divine beings of light, and as women deserving of everything else that men have been getting for 2,000 years or more.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's hard for us, especially women, strong women, to say I was raped or I was abused, because we are strong, so we don't want to be seen as a weak person. Yeah. And we want to justify the actions of someone. Many times put ourselves as, it took me, and I swear this story is insane. When I was 12, my father had someone at home who was 32 years old. And during 36 years of my life, I made myself believe that I had a consensual relation with a man 18 years older, senior than me.
Right.
And in 2017, I think, or 2018, I was wondering why I had money blocks, and I was doing meditations, and that came up for me. I was watching a Netflix documentary, and I was like, oh shit, I swear on my podcast, oh shit.
Oh, good, because I do too.
Oh shit, this did happen to me. Then as a mother, I became so upset.
Yeah.
Like I was not that little child anymore. I was a mom who were crazy, insane, upset with who did allow, not just that did happen, who after said to me that I was a whore, and comes from my family, or after said to me, I don't trust you anymore, comes from my family. Yeah. And I realized, like, no way, I was 12.
Yeah.
12. I did not ask for, I did not kiss him first. Like, what do you think? Then a girl with 12 years old being kissed. I never did kiss anyone. Have this adult man. My father is not available for me for other reasons. And have this attention from this adult man.
Mm-hmm.
And it became different stages of, I don't hate anyone. I just like start understanding the damage, then the fact that my family said certain things, it made me feel the damage than that did, much more than the abuse.
Yeah.
And how many times after the abuse was there and you allowed, because you become promiscuous, because you become a bunch of things. And I just didn't want to go back in the past and hold myself on the arms for each time that did happen. And I became free of that. Not totally free, but free of that. And I was abused few other times in my life than I even did not realize.
Yeah, we don't understand.
And you don't want to say I was raped. You don't want to say that.
People because of all the judgment. The judgment
will say to me, then women say it because they want to win money from. It's a big frog, then it's really difficult for me to swallow. Because nobody is going to say that. Because the violence of saying that is continue a situation that we did not want.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's part of my mission, like my movement, is to end that stigma around us talking about it, so that people understand this happens to almost freaking every woman on earth in some form or another, whether it's sexual harassment, or even if it's, and I was just talking with someone else about this, little things like when we're little girls and a boy pulls our hair or snaps our bra, and we're told, oh, but he likes you, that's why he's doing that.
Oh yeah. It's okay. That theory then boys beating girls is because they were, it's so insane, the culture things. I want
to end it.
No, and as is women, in special, because we need to operate so many times in our masculine energy. Mm-hmm. We don't want to tell, the same way that men don't want to tell they were raped.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But they are.
Yeah.
And for sure, and I'm being terrible for myself, it's more difficult for a man to handle rape than it's for a woman, because we are more used to what is terrible to them. Yeah. It's more normal than that.
It's more acceptable.
It's so insane that in my brain, if I know then a woman was raped or a man was raped, I will be more shocked with the man and more concerned with him.
Yeah.
And I consider myself an intelligent woman.
Yeah. I'm here to change all of that thinking. I just want it to not be a thing anymore, so that for our daughters, my daughter's 24 now, so for my granddaughters, that it's just not even a thing. But my granddaughter came home yesterday and told me about this incident that happened on the playground, where she's 9, 8, and these boys were hitting the other girls. And she went to the teacher, and the teacher said, well, just don't play that game. And I'm like, what? What kind of response is that? Like, I did not expect that response at all. And I'm like, I'm running down to that school right now. Yeah, just play a different game. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, what is your future? What are in your future as a coach?
Well, I am, I'm always in surrender the best I can to the divine, and how does the divine want to use me? I try to not make it so much about what I want. Yeah, I want to try to co-create because I am human and I do have desires, but ultimately because it brings me such joy to help people, to help liberate people. And I'm only helping. I can't liberate someone. They have to do the stuff too. But to help liberate them from whatever it is that's causing their suffering. And so I see myself doing more group sessions or group like workshops. I don't like the word workshop, but events, as well as I've got my podcast going. I have co-facilitating a retreat in Sedona, Arizona in October. So more things like that. I want to create a community, of a network, I think, of people in the energy world, so that we can really start to collaborate even more, because the more of us, there's power in numbers. So the more of us dedicated to eradicating this societal conditioning, in particular around the feminine, and the faster we'll be able to change society.
Yeah. Oh my God. Tell me, what is your superpower?
It's two things. This is what I have been told, actually. This isn't my mind. So it's number one at this point in my life. It's my ability overall to love people unconditionally where they're at, no matter what they've done, no matter what they perceive about themselves. Like, I just accept people as they are. And it doesn't mean I have to have them in my lives, right? Mm-hmm. Like my ex-husbands. But that's one of them. I'm overall, I'm able to
living without hate. You live without hate.
I live without hate. And
you live with indifference.
Yeah, I think indifference. I wouldn't say indifference, more so.
You don't remember they exist.
Yeah, it's more of just acceptance. And actually, I got to the point with people who have caused me harm in the past. I just have compassion for them, because something happened to them to cause them to behave that way, or it's an ancestral pattern, which is another thing that I'm really getting into, is helping to heal ancestral patterns.
Family constellations.
Yeah. And my other superpower is, and this is the one that people talk about a lot, it's just my ability to inspire people. And I
can feel that.
Thank you. And to know that there's hope, that there's a better life ahead, and that they don't have to suffer. They have choice. And most people don't believe they have choice. They think they have choice, and they're not really acting from choice.
Very interesting. I was wondering, I'm realizing I talk a lot about abuse on my podcast, and abuse can have many different ways to be. Sometimes it's very soft, and it sounds like love, and it's not physical. And sometimes I even ask myself if the person who's abusing is aware that he's abusing. Because sometimes, maybe I'm giving an excuse, but sometimes the abuser is ridiculous. It's in the details. It's the abuser who don't treat you well, but say I love you every day, and kiss you every day, and hug you every day. But then he's abusive on the way that he uses you as a weapon, or use your capacities to make you achieve results for them. So it's a very mind game. Do you believe then it's possible the hate when we hate someone, we are still giving power to that person, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're still giving away our power by hating them. And yeah, I just see like an energy suck. And
It's a strong, powerful feeling. I don't hate anyone. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that don't exist on myself. And it could, but I don't allow any person, I don't remember their names. I don't remember their faces. I don't remember they exist. I live every day without remembering that. But for someone who's still on hate, because that happens, what do you say to them?
So basically, we all come into this world with three core soul wounds. It's I'm not loved, I'm not safe, or I'm not worthy. And I had all three. When we are hating someone, we're not loving ourselves.
Yeah, it's not possible. Both. You cannot have gratitude and fear or gratitude and hate. You need to be grateful for, and then you don't have space for that kind of things. Tell me.
And I was gonna say too, regarding that gratitude is I finally, and I know for some people like this sounds insane, but for all of the crap that I've endured in my life, I'm grateful for it because it made me who I am now. And I love who I am now, unconditionally, judgment-free most of the time. And and I'm able now to share that with others. And if I hadn't gone through those things, I wouldn't be in the position I am now.
100%. Yeah. I don't know a beautiful person who did not have the tough pass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the ones who can look to you in the eyes. It's the ones who can hold you. It's the ones who can be honest. It's the ones who know the pain. Because many people live on the expectation of the trauma. This can happen. I can be robbed. There can be, but it never happens. When you cross the trauma, when you pass there, when you are there, when you lost your mom, when you are sexual abused, when you are raped, when you go through all the other traumas that it did happen to me in my life, I love who I am today. Did I wish that to happen? No, of course not. But it did happen, and I am, like Tony Robbins say, life happens for you, not to you.
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
So you do your magic, and you as well, my love. You are doing your own magic. I'm hosting an event this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, is how to become an influential queen. And I don't know what time is for you. For me, it's 4:25.
Yeah, we're on the same time zone.
Okay, so it's 6 p.m., 3 days. And I would like to invite you. I'm going to send you a link. We are almost full, but I'll find a place for you. And I would love to invite you as well, because I want to know more about your business and etc. So I invite you to an hour of speaking with me. I can help you and give you some ideas for your social media and other things than you are creating now. I want you to share, where can people find you online?
Yeah, so they can go to my website, which is thelightvessel.com. That's the name of my business. That's the name of me. Facebook, I'm on as Chanin Zellner. And those are the two easiest ways. I have a Facebook page for the Light Vessel as well. Those are the easiest ways. Yeah.
What message did you had for your young self 20 years ago, for example?
There's a couple of them, but for me, I'm asking myself, what is a new message? It's really just freaking be who you are and don't worry about what anyone else thinks.
I think the superpower comes after we are 35, 40. It's a superpower.
50.
We start not giving a damn about what other people think about us. They don't pay our bills. They don't sleep with us. So they have no power. And being unapologetic is a superpower as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really am finally stepping into it. I just don't care anymore. I have a story to tell. I have a mission. And if people don't like what I have to say, they can
change
listen
to
to somebody else.
Yeah, scroll up or down.
You're scrolling.
Just go for it. Give me a quote that you love.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. Do I have a quote that I love that will come to my brain? Oh, if you think you can or you think you
cannot,
you're right.
Always right. I love that one. I love it. Henry Ford. If you believe you can or you believe you cannot, you are always right. It's such a strong. I should have tattooed in my arm because it is true. Whatever you set up your goals, you go and you have it. And it's amazing. My dear, it was beautiful to talk with you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
It was amazing. I could be talking with you for hours. To be honest, today I had the most amazing. It was really nice. I'm one of the ones who had trauma in their life and just keep in front without issues to talk about that, because it's not to hide. It's to say it did happen to me, but here I am.
Here I am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you so much. I am going to say bye to our people on YouTube and on the podcast, and I'm going to say bye to you properly.